Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back with some more NTW3 action for you today as we continue our NTW3 week, and we are here with an epic 4v4, a nice custom battle for you today as we have Prussia 1815 setting up some cavalry here to the right of his ally, which is Russia 1807. We also have, I believe, Russia 1812, and we also have Piedmont and Sardinia facing today two French 1812 armies. We also have the Confederation of the Rhine, and we also have this faction, which we don't often see very often, which is like the Ledia Naldwalska or something like. They're basically Poles that are fighting for the French. It's not the Polish faction, but it's like Poles that are basically fighting with the French army, but they get a different faction for some reason, basically. A pretty small, but a pretty damn elite and hard to kill like force, so that'll be interesting to see how they can do. So you can say the French are probably outnumbered because of that really small army. So they are going to be outnumbered, but maybe not outskilled. We'll have to see. But yes, I hope you guys have brought your favorite musket and are ready to fight in this Watch This Glorious fight. As we can see, there's actually some combat going on here. We actually have some this Polish cavalry going in against some Russian 1812 cav. It looks like the Poles are going to fall back. This isn't a really good cav, I've been told. I've been told that the really good cav is this like Los Diablos one here, which I'm presuming these are like Poles that were serving in Spain at some point. I've heard these guys are really, really nasty to take out, so I'm expecting them to do quite well in this battle. There was like a little bit of a skirmish over here earlier. There was just like, again, the French lost like a cavalry unit. It was just like a small scouting unit. Apart from that, not really much has happened. You haven't really missed anything. As you can see, the Russians are now setting up. We're seeing their infantry starting to appear out of the mist, I guess you could say, the fog of war. There's a lot of musketeers, really. It's really all like Russia can bring in this like period. There's musketeers after musketeers. We've got Russians, and Piedmont is also over here now with some cavalry. It looks like this Polish faction doesn't really want to attack. I mean, this Polish faction also really needs to send up his like his infantry. Like he cannot really afford to leave them right at the back. But yes, this was a battle obviously sent in by a member of my Discord. Most of the battles that I will be featuring in this week's like NTW3 week will be just coming from like people that have sent stuff in. I have got like one or two of my own maybe putting in, but it will be mainly Discord like submissions. So if you want to submit your own, there is still time. Obviously, NTW3 week has still got plenty of time to run. So there's still plenty of time if you want to join the Discord and send in your own NTW3 replays. You are more than welcome to do so. The link for my Discord is down in the description, is what I meant to say. As this artillery is going off. What is this? We got a 12-pounder here. Very nice. The 1812's got a nice position here. This is one of the 1812 French armies. We've got one on both flanks. As you can see, the other one here is supporting the Confederation of the Rhine. But yeah, so also, if you're enjoying seeing NTW3 at the moment on the channel or would like to see some more, do always remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and comment to show your support. Always helps out the channel. There's a 6-pounder here setting up for Russia, so it looks like Russia's found where they want to hold. I mean, it's an interesting spot. Oh, nice hit there by the artillery of the French. Got some hussars coming through here. To be honest, I'm surprised that the Russians haven't just continued to like. I mean, it's actually because this like Ullans here, why they haven't continued their push. The Russians could certainly continue their push around here, and they could maybe like threaten the flank. I mean, it's unlikely. Look at the sheer amount of cav that both like the Rhineland and like France has brought. It's quite a lot. I'm not surprised really. We have cuirasses here as well. These are like some pretty nasty units. We've got more cuirasses back here, dragoons. More cuirassiers. Oh my gosh, yeah, plenty of dragoons and cuirassiers. So I mean, they are not going to be able to like. Russia's going to need to play this smart. They want to set up his guns a bit better than this. Like one's behind the other. That could definitely. I feel like this could definitely cause some sort of friendly fire. The Russians look like they're taking a building, which is no surprise they're taking this building here. This farmhouse, probably a good idea. Defends their flank, so they're going to fight along this road. Prussia, I imagine, is going to appear somewhere around this village when he does, eventually. And then it looks like, oh, we've got some more fighting going on here. So what we've got now, the Russians are actually in retreat. They sent some Ullans up by the looks of it. They're getting chased down by some dragoons. And they're running back to their own lines, as you can see here. 1812 Russia has appeared out of the out of nowhere as well. We can see more like line infantry setting up here. Piedmont's also got some forces here. He's got some artillery setting up by the looks of it before it disappears. What's over here? Piedmont's got some cavalry appearing. So it looks like this 1812 France may have to play defensive because it looks like he may be being 2v1. I mean, this Polish force here, I don't know really what they can do. They just have to harass forces, really, because they haven't really got an army to take on, like, a whole army on the road, potentially. Building being captured. This is one over here. This town hall's being captured by the French. Got plenty of French infantry now getting itself inside the city, trying to lock it down, force the Prussians outside of it. Some big units here. 191 Gs, yeah. Don't know if they're not necessarily good, though. They're not necessarily good. Because the Russians are setting up as well by the looks of it. Looks like no one is really ready to make the move, so I'm just going to fast forward a little bit while we wait. See what happens, see whether the Russians are going to try anything. To be honest, I think it's going to be the Allies that are going to have to be like offensive, because I don't think the French can necessarily really be aggressive, especially with that like whole army that's basically well, just a couple of units of cavalry and a couple of units of infantry. Yeah, they may be pretty good. Still doesn't like matter though, because you could get overwhelmed. So if you get surrounded, you're in trouble. Plenty of cuirasses over here. They're pushing forward, and you can see that they've also got their chasseurs up here and dragoons. Looks like they're looking for a fight with Russia. Russia's got dragoons out here. Maybe he'll challenge that. I mean, there is also some Piedmont cavalry here. Whether we're about to see a big old cavalry charge, I do not know. Seems like lots more starting to appear here as well for Russia. Russia is clearly being offensive on this side. He's quite happy to take the fight to like this Polish faction, and that will be interesting to see. And it looks like Prussia's starting to appear as well. You can see some of his like fusiliers here. These like light fusiliers, I presume they are all light fusiliers. They're just appearing. So they're going to fight for the town with France by the looks of it. And maybe it looks like the Confederation of the Rhine is going to be taking on this Russian army. He's got like a portion of his force here to go through the forest. And he's got another portion here that's maybe to attack the flank and protect France's flank. Certainly be interesting to see how they do. I think that's the only point where, like in the French formation, they can be aggressive, because there's actually two armies there fighting together. And obviously the French 1812 is quite a strong faction. I still don't think like this one's basically going to take on two armies, and one of them being Russian. And Russians you can't underestimate. Piedmont aren't too bad themselves either, so it'll be interesting to see how that one goes. We're just waiting for something to happen. So I may just make a quick cut for you guys while we wait for some action, really. So we are back, and it seems like we have the first little bit of action, and it was actually going to be Prussia is now got a little bit of a fight going on here with 1812 France. It's actually starting as a bit of an assault here. I'm just keeping an eye whether this is going on. Whatever unit that is. Okay, so we also had some Rhineland units come forward here, and they got challenged by Russia. So yeah, it was quite a little bit of a wait, but we are now underway, and it seems like it is Prussia leading the charge here. He's going in. He's going to challenge the French for this village. So what we got here? We've got like looks like a load of like sort of line. This is Colonel General. Oh my God, 205 men. Jesus, this is a big old unit. And we've got another 190 like man unit here. And these are big Prussian units as well. In fairness, is like 208 in that one. This is a guard unit as well. This is a good unit then. So the Prussians sending forward first. That was a good win, I would imagine, in this fight. They look awesome with their white feathers on their shakos. But yeah, it doesn't seem like anywhere else is really having much of a fight. It's just really over there. With the deafening volleys of the Prussians going off. Glorious as ever. These guys look awesome, they really do. Yeah, not really much going on anywhere else. I mean, though, I am seeing some cavalry movement over here just as we just come away. I know there's a lot of fight going on. Just keeping an eye. So yeah, it looks like France 1812 on the south side of the battlefield, we call it like this side over here, the south side, is engaging. It looks like he's moving up to engage the Russians in this village. And that's really kind of all that's really going on right now. It's just go back to the musket fight going on over here. It's like the guards are actually winning. Yeah, they're winning slightly, but they're giving. Looks like they're giving way. Combat even over here. This is like a musketeer unit. These are, yeah. I mean, the French I don't know. I feel like the French will come out on top eventually. I mean, maybe not the guard against the guards. Oh, I don't know. There's 3 units down here actually for the French. They do actually have the guns. They have a lot of guns, in fact. And it looks like the Prussians are giving. Oh, it looks like they were giving ground, and maybe they're just making room for a 3rd unit themselves. So they want to kind of match the French on firepower. It's not a bad idea. Smoky in there. But yeah, it looks like nowhere else is really... I mean, everyone else just seems to be still firing artillery at each other. Russia's got like this big old bastion set up over here, which just seems to be doing a lot of damage to all sorts of stuff, really. Just a couple of 6-pounders just firing at just about anything that the Confederation of the Rhine sets up. And the Confederation of the Rhine's kind of replying with his own 3-pounders, just firing onto the Prussian cav at the moment. And that's all that's really been happening like in the center of the fight anyway. And it seems like it's the same over here, really. They just seem to be firing with, like, certainly the Russians. I don't know where their guns are exactly. I presume somewhere in this village, maybe on this high street, or like further down the road here. Just firing basically on anything that, yeah, firing on anything that's in here. And the French do the same, as you can see. They got their artillery, that 12-pounder set up. So yeah, we'll go back over to where the musket fight is. Prussia doing their utmost to duel it out here with the French. Looks like they're... oh, the French are actually pushing forward here down the main street. And they may be able to get a flank here on the Prussians if the Prussians didn't send any more infantry forward. Yeah, they're really going for it.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
So one's general's under attack. I think that is the, like the general in the south for the 1812. You see they're actually turning an angle here. I mean, this could be really dangerous for this Prussian unit here, especially, and like all the Prussian units. They're gonna have to fall back. They're getting outmaneuvered. And you can see the dragoons coming flying forward now. They don't. I don't know if they want to like allow these units to get cut off. And you can see there's Landwehr now coming up. Just the mass, like infantry just coming up. I don't know where they're going. Oh, there's another Prussian unit here which I didn't realize. There's a Fusilier unit here. It looks like they're gonna go for the Landwehr, going for the easy target. Poor Landwehr, and they're getting cut down by the dragoons. See that the Prussians are falling back. Maybe they're going to try and save their land there. That'd be nice. 280 men. Poor them. Just not a great unit, really. But, I mean, that French dragoon's kind of getting a little cut off. I mean, the infantry's a bit slow in supporting it. There you go. I guess you could say sort of first blood to the French. And you can see here the Uhlans came forward and the French just quite happily formed square. And repelled that very quickly. I think they presumed they were going to go for this 12-pounder here with the Uhlans. But there you go. That's a loss there for the Russians, as I've lost the entire battlefield. But there you go. The dragoons have broken on this side. The Landwehr steady as she goes. They've survived. They're a bit tired, a little bit concerned on casualties, but they're fine. This infantry here is formed square. Needs to get out of square now. It's getting fired upon pretty heavily by this line infantry here. I have another one here. I need to remember there's a line infantry on this side. It's a Fusilier. Seems to be dueling out with, I don't know really what with. I presume it's just firing at all the retreating cavalry. I don't believe it's firing at any infantry in the village. But there you go. It looks like, yeah, Prussia's just falling back quite, well, not quickly, but, you know, he's made his mark and he's made his decision. And yeah, there you go. Rhineland came forward again with some more, like, cavalry, some Chasseurs de Cheval. He's really trying to go for this artillery piece, but there's so much in the way. He may just want to think about just committing his troops. There's also cavalry in the forest here. I don't know. Yeah, there's cavalry in the forest here. There's Russian 1812 cav. I don't know if this is just... Yeah, this is very much mobile and ready to go. And there's also more cav here. I don't know if they've really spotted each other. More Uhlans here. It's all going off there, but the first musket fights sound like they're going off in here as well. France, yeah, France has made his assault against 1812 Russia and is ready to go. So we've got some like light infantry here. They're actually all firing, and we've got some light infantry. There's some cavalry. Cavalry forces fighting in the forest now, going after each other. Where they are, the Poles are now fighting the Russians in here. Combat's even. It looks like the Poles are going to retreat. out of there. Yeah, they're not broken, they're just retreating. Advancing in the wrong direction, as an optimist would say. Yeah, I think it's just because more carry's been sent in by Piedmont this time. But yeah, it seems like Piedmont, I don't know really where Piedmont's infantry's got to. It's kind of like, looks like it's all hiding behind here. Is the answer, it's all here. Yeah, I would have thought the French would carry on that fight possibly. I would have thought. Seems like everything's calmed down a little bit. I don't know whether the Prussians are still firing. There's still like a little bit of musket fire going on over here. Yeah, the French are actually pushing forward. So these light fusiliers here are ready to go. Looking glorious. What we got here now? We got some Landwehr. Oh god, that's not so good. All Landwehr, and I can hear cavalry charging. Oh, the Russians are replying with their own cavalry charge, and they are going to take out this Confederation of the Rhine artillery. So that's a big win there for the Russians, taking out that artillery, the Confederation Rhine. Now they're going to go on by the looks of it, maybe go for the second one. But it looks like Confederation Rhine has got some cavalry ready. Some hussars ready to just rout that cavalry very, very quickly. So there you go. A nice little assassination though there by the Russians. Confederation Rhine maybe needs to think about maybe doing some more, making some more moves. Lost an artillery piece now. He can't necessarily sit back. Probably get outgunned. The French just seem to be blocking every street down here. It just seems like a death zone. Go down here if you're Prussia now. Prussia may need to rethink about assaulting that town. Over on this side, looks like France and Russia also kind of having us just a standoff. Sardinia's got more infantry out here, which is kind of good to see. Oh, we've got Guard National here. I didn't realize they had Guard National. Oh dear, they're not going to do so great. I mean, you maybe want to attack that flank then if you're the Russians. Certainly not a bad idea. What we've got here, lost more line infantry. Yeah, interesting to see they brought the Guard National. Which probably wouldn't bother bringing them. Napoleon just brought like one really good, like for the price of the Guard National, he probably could have brought another line infantry. But then again, some people quite like bringing them. The Landwehr in range? I don't think they are, but they're about to be, I think. They're marching forward. Here we go, yeah, France opens fire as the march of these just poorly equipped farmers begins. They're going to fire now. Yeah, it looks like they're going to respond with maybe some sort of terrible volley. There you go. And the fight over here begins. France is opening up with his infantry firing back. These veterans of several campaigns, they're ready for anything. Looks like also we're seeing some action over here. So I mean, it's all starting to happen now. Looks like that Polish cavalry's back, and that's actually just routed as it's trying to take out that Russian cav. Are they pushing forward here? Look like France was pushing forward, then changed his mind and is going to retreat. In fact. So that's interesting to see. So yeah, the main fight's still kind of really going over here. It's Prussia versus the French. Prussia actually trying to go forward with some dragoons and got repelled. He's sending forward more Landwehr now. He's also bringing up more elite troops, more like German Legion. I don't know how good that is, but we've got like more musketeers and stuff starting to appear. Also, the duel is started over here again with the more elite infantry is with like the guards. They're now firing. They're dueling it out there with the 1812 France as well. Here we go. It seems like we're going to see a reply. Confederation of Rhine charging these musketeers. They're on really low morale, and they probably will break. They're getting shot like head on by the artillery. Yeah, they broke. They're getting shot head on by infantry and artillery. They probably could have got the second one as well. This like cavalry here may also break itself. To be honest, the dragoon is not in a good shape. I'd happily fight this if I was if I was the Rhineland. Looks like he's going to fight it. And we're going to see some Russian cavalry coming forward. Trying to support. They're getting shot. Don't know really where the Russians should have bothered just coming forward. That like cavalry was kind of charging onto like a bit of lost hope there. But yeah, Confederation Rhine defenses remaining artillery pretty damn effectively this time. So well done to him. Well, that actually might be the same artillery. I just realized that maybe the one that you tried to take out. Yeah, it is 11 and 20. That's the same one you tried to take out. The cruise just has survived and rallied. Where's the other Confederation Rhine artillery then? There is another one. Yeah, it's back here. And this one still has its artillery train. Okay. So he hasn't actually lost an artillery yet. Just lost mobility with this one. Which is fine because it's pretty close to the front line. More artillery going off. It looks like we've got howitzers going off somewhere. Surprised France hasn't made a push here. I mean, I think you should be able to win this Landwehr here as well. We've got here. Oh, there's artillery just being trained on these units here. 4-pounder, I presume, is putting chunks into these Landwehr. And we've got more cavalry coming in. This is Uhlans now. Russian Uhlans coming in. I don't know why they tried it. I mean, they are trying to get the gun, which I get, but I mean, they put a lot of resources of the Allies and just taking out this one individual gun. I don't know really whether it was worth it. Over on this side, still just softly, France is doing stuff. And looks like, yeah, the Poles in there are getting bombarded by Sardinian artillery that's on the road here. They've got a clean line of sight. You can see those Poles. They're putting holes into them. And they aren't big units, the Poles, so I mean they can't really afford to lose men like just like this, willy-nilly. I also just seen that they decided to occupy this building back here with like grenadiers and stuff, and we've got like grenadiers the line. I honestly don't know whether they should have bothered to like hold that position. Yeah, it's a 4-pointer, which is major, but like, and the other one is a 4-pointer in the village. But I mean, so the French, if it like comes down to a tie, win on points. But I don't know if they can afford to just leave units back there, especially when they're kind of outnumbered on that side, on the south side. They probably need all the units they can get. Prussia looks like he's slightly giving ground as the Confederation of Rhine comes forward. It looks like Russia's moving up to support him now. We've got some Prussian musketeers. There you go. The German-Russian alliance has produced some units. Kind of good that there's some Russian-Prussian musketeers here, since Russia and Prussia are fighting next to each other in this battle. That's very apt. It's certainly been like a dialed down like musket fights. No one seems to be wanting to have like a good old musket fight now. Though we might be able to see one over here. Again, look at it. Oh, look at all this French cav. And here we go. Looks like we're seeing some sort of an engagement here now. The French are opening up, fighting Piedmont and Sardinia. Well, they want to fight that. We've got a lot of cav over here as well. So it looks like we're about to see a big cavalry fight about to happen. A lot of cuirassiers, a lot of dragoons. Fighting a lot of French cuirassiers. Yeah, here we go. This is going to be a huge cavalry fight. Here we go. French dragoons going in. Got a pretty good charge off there. This cavalry's already pretty low on morale. Oh, yeah. I mean, the French dragoons. Okay, yeah. Russian dragoons broke instantly. Looks like the Russian dragoons are just so much inferior to the French ones. Yep. They're just getting broken pretty quickly, these poor Russians. Where's Piedmont's cavalry? He needs to send his forward to try and save this. They can't, like, just go in piece by piece. The Russian cuirassiers is the only thing holding, and they're currently fighting an overwhelming amount of French cav. The French kind of spilling on in now. They're trying to get, I think, attack maybe the flanks of Piedmont. Piedmont's cav's now starting to arrive. Kind of just going into the back of his own allies' cav. Probably wants to try and get around the flanks. Piedmont, I guess, maybe chasing down this cavalry here. Just as Cheval. I mean, it's all going off over here. I feel like they've got more like small units of cavalry over there. I mean, they've got a lot more cavalry actually that they probably need here. The Russian dragoons, cuirassiers are broken. It's not a good sign of what is happening there. Don't know, dragoons. I mean, they have lost this fight of the Allies on this side. When it comes to cavalry, it's a bad sign. Really bad sign. Anyway, it looks like the line infantry in the center here looks like Confederation Rhine tried to go forward and has been forced back by the other Russian player, the earlier period one, with some a few losses here and there. How's the cav fight going anyway? You need to see the end of this. Yeah, okay, it's basically mopped up. It's looking pretty conclusive, and as you can see, France is now pushing forward. He's seen that he's won the cav fight. He's like, time for the infantry, and here we go. The blue columns are moving forward. The chants of Vive l'Empereur are in the air. And the chasseurs have just been stopped by those dragoons there. So there you go. They're gone. I mean, there's lots of like Russian squares here defending the guns. But with the crew inside, that's really clever actually. I like that. I don't think these guns are going anywhere anytime soon. These like 12-pounders. They're just going to rain death down that street. It looks like they did go for a charge here on one. And they rout it. I wasn't really paying attention. I imagine that was happening at the same time as the major cav fight. Over here, though, it's all going off now. Look at this. France is pushing forward. We've got cuirasses coming forward now. And here we go. Brace, Prussians! Brace! More cavalry coming in. That's some Prussian cav as well. That's getting shot by its like own troops as they're trying to shoot the cuirasses here. So that's not good. It's all going off on this side now. I mean, it's going off just about everywhere, so we may have to do a bit of slow-mo in a moment. But yeah, as you can see, cavalry fight going on here, push forward. The French really pushed back the Prussians on this side. Like, the Prussians used to be where the French are now. Over on this side, still kind of a bit of a stalemate going on. And yeah, the big infantry fights starting to happen on this side as well. As you can see, the French really pushing forward on Piedmont here. We've got the Poles in the forest as well. They're actually attacking the Piedmont here as well, doing a pretty good job by the looks of it. Barely taking any losses as well. Look how like close these guys are. They're barely taking any losses. And like I said, these guys are really, really good. We've got some like skirmishes here I didn't even know about as well. Maybe able to run them down with the cavalry that they have available here. All going off. But it's kind of like, I don't know, both sides are looking really, really chaotic right now. And as you can see, the cuirasses got back pretty like healthily as well. And this infantry here is just going to be able to like put holes into the square if they don't form up. Musketeers getting ready. Looks like the cavalry's falling back though. I say that. One load of cuirasses are falling back. Another one looks like it's coming forward. It is actually the cuirasses of the Confederation Rhine. They look like they want to go. I mean, I'd go for like the Landwehr or something like that. Try and break them. And you could go into the general, maybe go for Bagration. Who knows? Over back on the south side. Looks like Piedmont is starting to lose. He's starting to feel the burn against this just attritional sort of like French musket fire here. It's looking really, really bad for him. Bringing up more light infantry though. Probably a good idea. It's just a big loss that they lost this cavalry fight. They still got some pretty big units of cavalry themselves. Dragoons over here. I don't know why this dragoon is still lingering here. I know there is like the Polish cav, but I mean, I would be more concerned right now about all that French behind your lines. And it hit. Anyway, they have this cavalry unit here that's now running down light infantry and now engaging the Poles. Let's see how good this, yeah, look at that Lancer unit. Just destroys. Really, really nice. Back over here, looks like the French came forward again with their cuirassiers, as did the Confederation Rhine. Routed this dragoon unit. And now they're kind of free to just go after like a general here if they want to go after Nassau. Or they could go after like all of the infantry here. I mean, some of it can form square, so I mean, it should. It really needs to form square. I don't think it can now, though. It's in trouble. And we've got more Confederation Rhine cavalry. Oh no, this is Russian cav. What do they go for? Don't know, but Confederation Rhine cavalry coming out of nowhere. They're going to try and charge these. This Hussar units just charge these Russian Prussians here. I feel like that Russian cav should have helped pin down this Confederation Rhine. They are in a little bit of trouble, and you can see lots more Russian cav coming over now, more dragoons, all sorts coming over, just trying to deal with these cuirassiers. They're going absolutely rampant right now, and they're dealing with the artillery, the 12-pounders here that the Prussians have. More Landwehr here. They've got more guns here set up. Another 12-pounder gun. Jeez. Still nothing going on this side. No surprise. Guns being drawn forward by the French. Back on the south side, it kind of slowed down a little bit here. Apart from like all this cavalry and infantry, they're just like charging around. So the Russians charge forward to try and get rid of these light infantry. I really feel like they're putting too much effort into getting rid of these light infantry. Especially when there's cavalry lingering around, they can just rout your infantry at a moment's notice. They've got rid of the light infantry, I guess. The Poles over here are actually falling back. I guess maybe they are a little bit concerned with how many losses they were taking. It doesn't seem like many. The French starting their assault as well over here. This is the Guard National doing their bit, fighting the Russians. And then back over on here, Confederation Rhine now being kind of forced back into the forest. But I mean, a big push there by the Confederation Rhine and the French. Doing a really good job. And they're dealing with these Uhlans as well.
All hope is lost, sir. This battle is almost done.
Yeah, apparently all hope is lost. Though I'm not sure about that one. Because that battle seems like it's only just getting started. Landwehr here, they're probably going to break this line infantry. The guns are so close. Within reach. I mean, I get these cuirasses over here, and that basically is curtains for this Prussian flank. Again, like I said, I'm surprised. I'm not surprised something's happening here because apart from like, well, these two are like Landwehr actually, but there's some pretty elite infantry here for the Prussians. Either they fall back to save their other positions, and that then dooms that flank, or they just stand there and they just kind of like get taken out of the game by not fighting them. We've got looks like more cavalry here, and this is Grenadier Guards going in. And they're in red. They look awesome. They're fighting, well, I presume musketeers, because this faction seems to be able to break. Russians are going to fire? No. I mean, I deal with this flank that's coming in here. There's a lot of, like, pretty decent infantry coming in here. All going off, really. The cuirasses are still chasing down, so they're going after the general. Not a bad idea. I mean, like I said, there's nothing over here that can stop them. I think most of the Prussian cav has been routed. It's now just down to Russia, and he's kind of wanting to use his cav to sort of protect this like Prussian and Russian flank that's going on. Anyway, back on the south side, still sort of an attrition going on. Sardinia, I mean, he's doing okay. He's holding. I'd say no more than that. He is holding. Same kind of over on this side. I mean, actually, there's less Russian units than there used to be here. Whether they're in these buildings. Here, cavalry charging. Yep, here we go. Another big cavalry fight about to happen. Some cuirasses here going in for the dragoons. And they're going to be caught. Look at that, running these guys down, doing a lot of damage to this dragoon unit. They probably should have been better to just stand and fight. We've had a better chance anyway. And you can see Piedmont's trying to get out of there. He's running for the hills. 68 of his cavalry left. Looks like he's, I don't know where he's going. I don't know if he's trying to lure the cuirasses into the squares here, which is potential. Looks like, oh, look at that master out there by Piedmont. Looks like Piedmont's going to send his cavalry forward. Sort of like maybe trying to disrupt this formation he is. Going to get a charge off. They didn't form square. Don't know how many of these guys actually can form square. I think the answer's none. So France might have a little bit of trouble here. The cavalry has actually broken, and just too many musket fires. Musket volleys, sorry. And now the Russians are taking that position. They've lost all of the infantry that was fighting in that spot. Back over on this side. Looks like Russia's being forced back gradually. Artillery is like dead close now. I mean, yeah, this 6-pounder's got to fire like the Rhineland. I mean, the artillery is very close to the general. I mean, I don't know why they don't just shoot this general, kill him. I think they are. Yeah, look, they are trying to kill that general. Not a bad idea. It's not a bad target at all. As you can see, Confederation Rhine really pushing forward. The French also pushing forward on the flank. Surprised the cuirassiers are not going after like the general and like the artillery over here, because the Prussians have a pretty nice position up here. Like with this elevated area for their guns, they can fire over their infantry and hit the French infantry below. But it looks like we've got, what, Landwehr over here? What are they fighting? Some line infantry. The French are outnumbered here, but I mean, they are slowly bringing more numbers forward. They have more infantry back here as well that they need to just send forward. What are you even firing at? There's no Prussians over there, is there? Oh, there is. How did the Prussians get here? Oh, this is the elite stuff. Okay, so the French pulled back instead, which is not a bad idea. I mean, they're pitting down all that infantry there, but yeah, so now they're sort of fighting like here instead. These 3 or 4 units have been just standing and looking at each other all battle. The Russians and the Confederation Rhine, though, still holding on. Looks like the Confederation Rhine might lose this fight. A lot of wavering for him. Say the same for the Russians, though. hear cavalry coming in. Where's that? Not a clue, but it's actually infantry, I think. That's why. Infantry pushes here. We've got some grenadiers and Nassau's going in. They're going after some musketeers. I love the Nassau like uniforms. They look awesome. They're going in. Taking out these musketeers by the looks of it. Not an issue for them. I mean, they are grenadiers technically. Over here, it looks like, I mean, if you look on the mini-map, you can see that they're slowly getting surrounded as this combined force of Russians and Sardinians. I mean, the French line's looking a little thin in some areas. So, I mean, and the Russians have got a fairly decent amount of fresh troops. So do the French, though. So they've got Grenadiers of the Line back here. These sexy-looking Grenadiers of the Line. One of my favourite-looking units in the game, if you didn't know. And every single one of these men seems to be of some sort of rank as well. So maybe like sergeant or something like that. No, sergeant's 3. Corporals, I don't know what it is. Maybe lance corporal. These Poles though are still looking really healthy in numbers. I mean, some of them are. Yeah, 87 out of 95 is still pretty healthy. 67 out of 70, 117 maybe isn't. Yeah, some of these are looking pretty good. And we've got French cav coming in here. We've got dragoons. I think they're trying to take out the guns again. These guns have almost been just like made null and void anyway because, well, A, there's nothing looking in that direction to fire at, but also like the gun crew is just constantly inside that square for protection at this point. Look, really looks like the Russia 1807 is about to be routed at this point. I thought he might have survived longer than Prussia. But Prussia's sort of, well, he was clinging on, put it like that, but we come over here now and he's forming square and he's getting surrounded. I'm not quite sure what happened, but I'm guessing it has something to do with that tiny little unit of cuirassiers that's left. 29 of them left, jeez. The guard units aren't faring so great either, I don't think. I mean, they pushed out into the village. Yeah, they're losing slightly. Clearly they don't like fighting these guards. They are clearly too good for the French. So it looks like the Prussian general is sneaking behind that. Don't know why they're just melee combat shouting, but there you go. These poor guys forming squares. Land there might as well just run for the hills at this point. You're about to get executed. If you've ever seen like the Waterloo film, and you see like the guard get surrounded and they're in square and they get fired upon by cannons, which I will just say does not happen in history. It reminds me sort of that scene. These guys last stand in square and they just get shot to pieces. Yeah, Confederation Rhine with a lot of losses. Looks like he might be able to clean up the Russians. He's slowly surrounding them. It's Nassau Line infantry. It looks like he might be able to surround them, but and again, the Russians still have a few tricks to see. Why they're just charging the artillery crew? Brave men. Brave, maybe foolish. We've also got a general in here. It's Confederation Rhine's general, which is also, I like to say, is not looking so healthy. Still got a bit of cavalry here as well. Pretty healthy Russian cav. It's gonna go and do some havoc. Go for some rear charges here. They've got hope. Russia's got hope on this side. Russia on this side, not so much. As you can see, they're pushing forward now. Looks like Piedmont is being forced back by this really elite cav. This is just these Los Diablos are really hard to kill, apparently. Never used them myself, but I've been told they are really annoying. Really good. And yeah, you can see like they've almost role reversed because now Piedmont's in the forest where the Poles used to be. Russian cav in behind here as well. Not Russian cav, French cav, sorry. In behind. Attacking the Russians though. Yeah, this little line infantry just getting broken. They can't form square either. Oh, these poor Russians. The general's dead. Who's died? Who died? I don't know whose general just died. Maybe Piedmont's? Not a clue. Maybe Russia's. It could be either one. I'm going to say it's Piedmont's just because Piedmont's morale's looking really rough right now. But then again, Russia's never looked better. I'm joking. They've looked a lot better than this. They're certainly not as healthy as they used to be. I can hear the Swiss coming in. Their red uniforms. They're just about to go in and charge this line infantry. Make sure it breaks once and for all. Absolute mess in this village. I mean, yeah, it kind of was doomed from the when all this cavalry kind of like got beaten. Well, they had the massive cavalry fight out on the flank, and well, they certainly had like cavalry they kept in reserve to the Allies, and they probably shouldn't have had that. It looks like Confederation Ryan's bringing forces over to come and beat the rest of the other Russian army, but he's not even beaten his own Russian army yet. There's actually a lot of Russians left, and they've broken the Grenadier Guards. So clearly this fight's not over. I don't know why Confederation Ryan's sending what, like 4 or 5. Yeah, turn them around. You've got like 4 or 5 units.
And must rest a while.
Definitely you could use with dealing with them, because look at this. The Russians have still got Cav here. Like I said, this Guzerier here. French look like they're now maybe finally dealing with the elite Prussians as well. It's the life infantry gone here. Here are the guards. They're still alive. They barely lost a man. Hey Legionnaires, and we are back. Unfortunately, yeah, there was a crash, so unfortunately, like, yeah, I had to reload up the entire replay, but we are basically back at where we were, and in general been killed anyway. Oh yeah, that's Tremerick, yeah, that's gone. But yeah, we are basically back at the same point. The guards are actually doing quite a lot of damage to these line infantry here, and they're now charging in foolishly, and gunned down as well. These are like the last 2 elite units of the Prussians. Who are kind of like, well, actually surprisingly, kind of like the last man standing. There is actually also 1807 Russia, who is still making a pretty decent stand as well. He's actually probably going to beat Confederation of the Rhine. But yeah, the guards are actually going to win their fight here. And good on them. Good on them. I mean, they're not going to appreciate getting shot by their own like troops though. And now they're moonwalking into fighting the French, which is kind of hilarious.
We have taken the building, sir.
They've got more French coming up anyway. We've got the Colonel General, which is a 200-man unit originally. It's down to about 132 now, so this one's down to 117. So this is 2 beaten up, ex-gigantic units, as I guess you could put it. General's still there. We just need to kill him, and they'll rout the entire like Prussian force. Maybe, I don't know. These guards are pretty sturdy though. They may hold for quite a while. There you go, they rout another unit. It didn't help that they just shot their own men in the back as well. And yeah, it seems like it's all but over here for the Prussians. They're getting slowly surrounded. Over here, Russia's still holding on a little bit. We've still got a bit of Piedmont as well that's returned. They're getting gunned down by the Poles. I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. It certainly has been a fun one, to be sure. And, I mean, yeah, I mean, this one, I mean, it went down fairly close to the wire at some points. I mean, there's certainly, like, at points it seemed like Russia was causing havoc for the French. As the Prussian general breaks. And Prussia actually did a pretty good start, a pretty strong start against the French. And I mean, it's going to lose, but it's having a strong finish. I'll give it that. These Prussians may take out a couple more units with them, you never know. They're winning this fight still, even though they've lost their general. Absolute madmen here. These boys with their white feathers. A lot of crying and dying though, it seems. And there's got the French coming forward on this side as well. And then, yeah, this musketeer unit's going to break soon. Not having a good time. I don't know why the cuirassiers haven't just charged in. Like, if they form square, they're doomed. But, yeah, it looks like over here now France is having to commit troops to help deal with the Russians as the remains, like, Confederation of the Rhine moves forward. And Russia prepares to face them. How's Piedmont still holding on? I do not know. I don't know why they haven't just charged in with their infantry. But certainly quicken it up. There you go. Prussia has finally been defeated. The guards are gone. Rip in peace the guards. All I can say. And Russia is soon to follow by the looks of it. I mean, Piedmont's just gone. So it just leaves Russia. There is still actually things in this building here. He's actually just back to Bagration, so I don't know really why he's here. This Russian Cav's still alive. I forgot entirely about this Cav. He's still causing havoc. He's routed another freight. He's routed some cuirassiers. And we've got like dragoons over here. We've got some like Poles coming in. The Poles just routed the Russians, so that was just very short-lived. That like success there for Russia. And as you can see, Russia's slowly getting surrounded. It's poor musketeers. They're struggling now. The officer's like, "Run, men, run for your lives, save yourselves, or die for your Tsar." You have two options. And it looks like the Russians are going to stand and die for their Tsar. Looking glorious. Looks like he's going to go into combat. This one certainly does, yeah. Go into combat against some Confederation Orion infantry here. So just keep flanking around with their Fusiliers. These massive French units coming forward here. There you go, that's one Russian unit down. Then they'll probably start attacking the next one. And this one's not going to be happy because its flanks are threatened. Russians breaking there as they just do one last bold charge, but they're all so tired. Actually, I say that one's active. They're just walking, I think. That's why. Oh, this one's winded. Maybe they are just too tired. They are breaking really quickly. And there you go. Russia's now breaking fully. And, I mean, all they've got left to do is really just take Bagration out in his little house. With, what else has he got in here? Some musketeers. Brilliant. The Poles should do this in time, I think. I don't know. They may not. There he is. I think that is brigade. Look at him. He took it out his window. He's like, ah, what a sight. All my dead men. Yeah, I don't know. The Poles look like they're going to do this pretty convincingly, to be fair. He sent in another unit? Because I would if I was him. Yeah, those are the Russians. What's left here? Just a couple of... These musketeers are rallying, I think. Unless there's more than I thought in this forest. They're getting gunned down now. They really are. I think the green represents the Poles. Yeah, I think it does. The Bagration's going to rout. And they've got some musketeers that are trying to save their general. Yeah, and Bagration's broken. Now it just leaves these musketeers in here, which are losing slightly. As expected.
We have killed their generals.
And yeah, he died in there. Bagration died in the village, in that farmhouse. So that's probably going to rout Russia. And there you go. The building's been taken. And that is going to be the battle. And the French have won. It's been a bloody battle, to be fair. And I mean, the French are outnumbered. And they did a pretty damn good job. I mean, that Polish army did well. But there you go. There are the end results. This one was sent in by J Master here, who was playing as one of the... He was playing as the Southern 1812 French army. Did a really good job. Got over 2,000 kills. As did his ally Kissing, who was playing as the other 1812 army in the north. Yeah, even like the Poles, who like Lloyd brought just an army of about 1,000, got 1,000 kills. So basically, every man got a kill. And then Roundstedt here, who was playing as the Confederation of Orion, got 1,800 kills. Really well done to him. Well done to Horatio, to Edelad, and to Papa Kaiser, and to Trimerick as well. All fought hard and well. Piedmont only getting 500 kills. That's a bit of a shame. And both these armies actually did not get that many kills. It's just a shame to see, since they were only really facing J-Master here, who was kind of like taking them on his own, really. But yeah, there you go. There are the all the scores. Anyway, we'll quickly look at the unit stats. We've got some cuirassiers here with over 300 kills. Of both with actually 300 kills. Really nice. Dragoons there getting 178 kills. Yeah, some really good kills there. With the infantry as well. Even the Guard National getting 37 kills. Well done to them. But there are the end results. And even the line infantry down there did not get any kills. Wow. Kind of surprised. But there you go. If you enjoyed, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. Hope you guys are enjoying NTW 3 week, and it's only just starting, and we've got many more great battles to come. And until next time, Legionnaires, I will see you in the next one.